Well, we've got another episode of We Don't Color on the Dog. We got with us UWF women's basketball coach, Stephanie Yelton. Coach, thank you for coming on.
Thanks, Rick, for having me on.
This is, I enjoy doing this. You started the season with 2 wins, pretty comfortable looking wins. Talk about that.
Yeah, we were on the road, played two of our conference crossover opponents that were from the Sunshine State Conference in Palm Beach Atlantic and Eckerd College. So got to play them on a neutral site in Valdosta, Georgia. Nerves were the key for the first game. We have a lot of new players that we talked about last week, and so getting them on the court in that game environment, we were able to kind of hold some substantial leads. About 5 minutes to go, though, in the fourth quarter, we lost our cool for about 2 minutes, and that veteran Eckerd team took advantage of us. And the game got close just for a minute, and then we were able to pull it back out and get a 10-point win. Oh, excuse me, that was against PBA. And then Eckerd, the very next game, we played really, really well, came out with a 12-point win over them. And that's an opponent that, is very good in the Sunshine State Conference. They usually finish in the top three or
Right.
four every year in that conference. So beating them on the road is a huge accomplishment. But I saw our young team grow up pretty quick in those two games. So proud of their effort and super happy to come home with those two wins.
Looking over the stats, which I'm a basketball wonk, but you at least you got 9 players that had at least 16 minutes of play. They got some court time.
Yeah, and that's very important for us when you're playing back-to-back games. Getting
Hmm.
deep in our bench and allowing players to play helps us kind of stay fresh for that second day of games. And we're going to see that multiple times this year. I mean, we came right back home, we turn it right back around, we play tomorrow morning on Tuesday morning, and then we hop on a bus on Wednesday morning and head down to Orlando. So we've got a lot going on right now, but being able to play multiple players in a back-to-back environment is very helpful for us.
Well, it's an unusual game time tomorrow. It was 10:30 or 11:30
Ten
tomorrow. When's
thirty,
the
10:30
game?
in the morning. It's
10:30.
it's
Tuesday 10:30.
established.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's established as a kind of field trip education day. So we'll have some elementary school kids here yelling their heads off, for the Argos. We're hoping that we have a big group of homeschoolers that are looking for
Hmm.
activities to do during the day that they can come out and see our Argo women play. But the game will be based around those fans. So a lot of our videos and game kind of play within the game, those marketing and promotion items will be geared toward a younger crowd. So it's an interesting game from our perspective, but we hope that those kids get to see really strong women playing basketball and seeing basketball
Hmm.
played at a high level and see someone out there on the court that looks like them and hopefully encourages them to, give basketball a try.
Well, and I think for your team, it's they went on the road first. You don't necessarily have the biggest crowds when you go on the road, so you're playing sometimes in an empty gym or slightly empty gym. But to now get a feel for what it will be like to be an Argo, that's
Mhm.
real important. I would.
Yeah, and getting to come home and play in the gym that you practice in every day, right? To
Right.
kind of see what this is going to look like on a basketball game day. I think it's exciting. Like we said, we've got a lot of new players on our roster. So for them, it's going to be their first game in that white uniform and on our home court. So it'll be an exciting day tomorrow in all levels, from our players to our coaches and then to those fans coming in.
Before the tell us you talked about it last week, but the tournament in Orlando is a big deal. So explain to fans what a big deal this is.
Yeah, well, I'll kind of take you back to us sitting at the Mellow Mushroom in Valdosta, Georgia, on the night before we played this past week. And there's women's basketball games that were on the television, and it was the WBCA Challenge in Las Vegas. And I told our players, I said, look up at that TV, guys. We're going to be playing in that same event that's in Orlando. It's the same event, just in a different city. And our players are like, what? And I go, yeah, you're playing in an event that is established by our Women's Basketball Coaches Association that does great work for women's basketball coaches on every level. And they've decided to showcase women's basketball in a different way. So the Las Vegas event, this was the first year of it, and had really great teams out there. UCLA, North Carolina, I think Fairfield was in it. South Florida. And then this event in Orlando that's coming up this weekend is the second year of the WBCA Showcase. And so in this event, the event was really made for Division I teams, and the WBCA board decided that, hey, we need to expand this, and let's expand it to Division II, Division III, maybe, stretch it out to NAIA and junior college and those kind of things in the future. So when the announcement was made, or the decision was made to kind of add Division II games, we were the first team to get the phone call. And of course, I said yes on the spot, and then tried to recruit an opponent, right? And so Central Missouri stepped in to be the opponent, and here we go. But we will play on Friday at the Disney Wide World of Sports complex. We're staying on a Disney property hotel, and we're staying along with 4 other Division I women's basketball teams: Miami University, Davidson College, Baylor University, and University of Iowa. So you're talking about 4 really great competitive Division I teams. And then here we are as West Florida and Central Missouri invited to the same event, and our players are going to get to really see how the other half live, right? I mean, this is going to be an upgraded experience for our players. Mickey Mouse is going to give out the game ball on Friday at 11 a.m. at tip-off. They've asked us to have one of our players be with Mickey as they present the game ball. There's going to be a lot of media coverage around our game as well as the Division I games. This is going to be an experience that our players don't normally get to see day in and day out. So we're super excited. It's going to be a fun, trip for us. I mean, it's going to be all business. Central Missouri is no slouch. They won the national championship in 19, and their conference is super, super strong. But I think we'll go down and keep our mind on the business, but also get to watch some other teams compete at a very, very high level.
Well, and this helps recruit. We talked about that before. Your players are getting a big college experience and getting to play and travel. And it's hard on the academic side. It's hard on the coaches, but it's part of the glamour or the fun part of playing at the college level.
Yeah. And we work hard to really make this experience happen for our players. It is a huge sacrifice. Administratively, our administration has to say, yes, this is valuable for our women's team to be able to compete and do these things. Yes, we're willing to spend the money. Yes, we're willing to spend the time. Yes, we want to be part of something that is next level for Division II women's basketball. We want to be breaking ground on those things and be the trailblazers in that. And it takes a lot of courage for universities and programs to step outside and go, hey, we'll play. Whoever that is, we want to be a part of this experience, regardless of the opponent. And here we are. I think our players are super excited about it.
That's great. I did see on your website, because we know all this takes money, y'all have got a phonation drive going on. Let's pitch it real quick before you go.
Yeah. You can get on our UWF website and donate to women's basketball. Every dollar you donate to women's basketball goes to our women's basketball program. And it's to help us pay for these fun events, to kind of fill in the gaps where our budget doesn't necessarily ends meet, right? Allows us to do an upgrade experience like go to Puerto Rico, or to experience the Orlando trip, to maybe have some upgraded equipment that maybe, has kind of gone and tarnished on the wayside, and we've got to replace some things. But it pays for a lot of different things in our program. So we would love any fans out there that are willing to give. You can write a check, you can pay for it on a credit card, you can mail that thing in here to women's basketball, but you just denote it as a donation to women's basketball on your check or in any kind of electronic donation you're making, and it comes directly to our program.
We'll definitely promote it here. But Steph, good luck this week. Have safe travels, and I can't wait to see how this week unfolds for you.
Yeah, I'm excited for us too, Rick. I'll talk to you next week about it.
All right, take care.
Thanks for watching, and to keep up with what's going on, be sure and subscribe. Just click on the little dog to the right and click the subscribe button. You can also like this video and click on the bell, which will notify you of new content. This really helps the channel grow. We appreciate you.